Cameron Tucker, a full clown with makeup, red nose, enormous shoes, is standing at a gas station in Paris. A stranger has just insulted Mitchell. And Fizbo steps forward. The crowd laughs. Mitchell looked embarrassed, then quietly moved. And for a moment, Cameron Tucker looks like the most loyal person in the world. That image, the clown is protecting his husband. Hold on to it, because by the end of this, it's going to mean something completely different. If you're enjoying this video, subscribe. This channel is all about taking Modern Family characters everyone thinks they understand and rebuilding their stories from the evidence. Most people remember Cam as the emotional center of Modern Family, the warm one, the one who cried at sunsets, at Lily's recitals, at other people's weddings, the one who walked into every room like it was a stage, and he was the reason everyone showed up. He even said it himself, without a single drop of irony. I'm sort of like Costco. I'm big, I'm not fancy, and I dare you not to like me. And here's the thing, you didn't, nobody did. That's the whole trap. Because somewhere in 11 seasons of tears and theatrics and Fizbo appearances, something else was happening, something the laugh track kept covering up. Let's start with 3 moments, not the most dramatic ones. Just 3 ordinary moments that, once you line them up, start to feel like a pattern. First, Cameron is sick. Mitchell has Lady Gaga tickets, the one concert he'd been looking forward to for months. Cam can't go. Mitchell tries every possible angle to get Cam's blessing to go alone. Cam doesn't give it. So Mitchell waits until Cam falls asleep, sneaks out, attends the concert, and sneaks back, hoping Cam won't notice. Cam wakes up and notices immediately. And in that moment, the dynamic becomes clear. Mitchell couldn't just say, "I'm going." He had to hide, in his own home, from his own husband. Second moment. Mitchell clearly says Lily is too young to be in a commercial. He says no. Cameron hears him and signs Lily up anyway. He books the shoot, prepares Lily, and doesn't tell Mitchell until Mitchell shows up on set. Because the commercial turns out to be racially insensitive and exactly what Mitchell warned against. Cam's apology lasts approximately 45 seconds. The laugh track rolls, everyone moves on. Third moment. A distant uncle leaves Cameron an inheritance. When Cam tells Mitchell about the money, Mitchell feels genuinely relieved. Finally, no hidden agenda, no surprises. But Cam had already gone on a shopping spree with Lily before he said a single word. The announcement of honesty came after the deception was already complete and safe. 3 moments, 3 different situations. Same architecture underneath. Cam acts first, Cam conceals second, Cam manages the reaction third, and by the time Mitchell finds out, if he finds out at all, the window to actually object has already closed. But here's the part most people don't talk about. Mitchell's mother, Dare, difficult, controlling, someone the entire family had spent years carefully managing, had been secretly emailing Cameron for years. The content of those emails wasn't small talk. She was using Cam as an indirect way to influence Mitchell. When Mitchell discovers this, it lands like a quiet earthquake. Because Cam knew Dee Dee, he understood exactly what she was capable of. And he stayed in that email chain for years without saying a word. We cannot know exactly what Cam understood about his role in that. The show doesn't give us that clarity. But what it begins to feel like is that Cameron was not just comfortable in the grey space between knowing and not saying. He had been living there long enough to feel at home. And then there is the season 11 moment that should have been treated as a lot more serious than it was. Cameron tells their friends that he and Mitchell have broken up. Not as a joke, not as a misunderstanding. He runs an actual loyalty audit. He tells people the relationship is over, watches who shows up, catalogues the results. When Mitchell finds out, Cam doesn't absorb the anger, he redirects it. Suddenly, the story becomes about Mitchell attending a party during what he genuinely believed was their actual breakup. Strip away the laugh track, Cameron manufactured a crisis, gathered emotional support under false pretenses, and when it fell apart, made his husband feel guilty for living his own life inside a lie Cam built. The show called it drama. But there's a name for that pattern. It's called making yourself the victim of a situation you created. And if you watch Cam long enough, you start to notice, not a monster, Mitchell. You're poking the bear. I guess I'll just be the bad guy. Those specific lines, again and again, the moment accountability arrives, Cam becomes the wounded one. Once I noticed that, I couldn't stop seeing it everywhere. And then there is Lily. Cam loves Lily. That is never in doubt. But watch what happens the moment Lily's love gets redirected. Season 4, Lily wants to play a game where she pretends to marry Mitchell. A child playing make-believe with her father, and Cameron has a meltdown. He is jealous of a game his daughter invented. It almost feels like what terrified Cam in that moment wasn't losing a game, it was the idea of becoming emotionally unnecessary. That fear shows up everywhere once you start looking. When Mitchell raises the subject of Cam finding work, Cam reacts so extremely that Mitchell later opens a closet and finds a packed suitcase, ready waiting. An emergency exit Cameron had been quietly maintaining without telling his husband it existed. Not drama, not a personality quirk, leverage. Kept hidden, kept ready. If you're the kind of person who watches a show and wonders what's actually going on beneath the surface, this channel exists for exactly that. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. There's a lot more here. Here's where everything has to flip. Because Cameron Tucker did not build these patterns from nothing. He grew up on a farm in Missouri where performing was how you earned your place. He was a football star, a musician, and eventually a classically trained clown who described his entire purpose this way. Fizbo is an innocent whose only drive is to bring people joy. That line is the key to everything. Fizbo exists so Cameron can give people something without having to be vulnerable about needing anything back. When the costume is on, Cam is performing, safe. The crowd is already watching. He doesn't need to ask for anything. And when the costume comes off, he becomes someone who fakes a breakup to count his allies. Someone who hides money and suitcases and people in apartments and email chains with his husband's manipulative mother. Someone who makes himself the victim the moment the situation threatens to cost him something. The clown and the behavior patterns are not opposites. They are the same survival strategy. Fizbo is what Cameron built when he felt powerful. The hidden suitcase is what Cameron built when he didn't. And this is what makes Mitchell the most underrated part of this whole story. Mitchell is a lawyer. Careful, observant, intelligent. In Season 1, Episode 9, as Cam walks into a birthday party in full Fizbo costume, enormous and filling the entire room, Mitchell watches him for a moment and quietly says, "There's the fifth type of clown. The sad clown. He meant it as a joke." But Mitchell said that line in year 1. He saw behind the costume from the very beginning, and he stayed for 11 seasons anyway. Is that patience love? Or is it its own kind of choice to love someone the way they are, even when you can see exactly what they are? Because a man, this observant, absorbing guilt trips and hidden suitcases and loyalty tests and coming back every time, that man is also deciding over and over that this is the person he wants. Maybe that's the most honest thing Modern Family ever showed us. Not the big speeches, not the wedding episode, just Mitchell sitting next to the suitcase he wasn't supposed to find, deciding to stay. The show never made Cameron fully account for the pattern. Every apology came wrapped in a performance. Every moment of accountability pivoted into comedy. The laugh track rolled. And in the next episode, the same architecture quietly began again. Because the show needed Cam to be the warmth. You cannot sustain that if you make the audience sit with the real weight of what he does. So the weight got redistributed into jokes, and 11 seasons of audiences laughed and loved him and never quite put it together. Remember that opening image, Fizbo at the gas station in Paris, standing up for Mitchell, looking like the most loyal person in the world. Here is what that scene actually is. It's Cam at full power, in the costume, performing save. In the costume, he doesn't need anything from Mitchell. He is giving. He is generous. He is untouchable. It's only when the makeup comes off that you start finding the packed suitcase. The loyalty tests, the victim speeches that arrive the moment anyone asks him to account for something. Cameron didn't protect Mitchell at that gas station because he had no fear. He protected him because he was wearing the one thing that made him feel like he didn't need to be afraid. The clown suit wasn't heroism, it was armor. So was Cam the villain? Or was he just someone so terrified of being emotionally unnecessary that he made himself impossible to leave? Both things are true. And I think the show knew that. It just didn't know how to say it out loud without losing what made Cam so watchable, so it buried it in laugh tracks and let the clown suit do the rest. Let me know where you land on this, because I have a feeling this one is going to divide people. And if this is the kind of conversation you want to keep having, subscribe and stay. There are more of these waiting here.